Well, Andy, what a great way to win a match.
Yeah, much better than last week. Yeah, a brilliant ending. A really tough game for us against a really good opponent. But as I've been saying, I can see us growing, and we showed a lot of resilience in that second half. You know, we were back to the walls for long periods of it. Joe made some brilliant saves. We got a lot of the blocks in. And to be in the game at the end and to have the impact from the bench which we had, and credit to every single one of them who came on. And Christian's in the right place at the right time and capitalises on JJ doing some great work down the right hand side, which he did in both halves of the game, you know, and that's a huge 3 points. Our last meeting at the hotel, Derek, was about being 4 points outside the playoffs if we won the game. That was a challenge from where we've come from, and say we're still unfortunate that infancy of growing, and we need time, and the players need time to get to know each other and how we're trying to work to find that consistency. But I think all in all, it's been a good month for us. When we conceded the last minute injury time goal at Swindon. But I think there's some of our performances have shown different kind of qualities which you have to do over a 46 game campaign, and certainly away from home when you're playing against a good team like Grimsby, who move the ball really well, got really good structure to how they play, and they test you in lots of ways. But it's a really big 3 points, because obviously by playing first we collect 3 points, and we get closer to the top half of the table, which is where we want to be.
Two different halves to the game, certainly. Yeah. I thought you did really well first off, stopping the crosses coming in, and of course, you know, Charlie, who's on a bit of a good run at the moment, isn't he? That was another good finish from him. Yeah,
from outside the box. You know, we spoke about yesterday in the preparation of having opportunities in around the box and getting the right players into the right areas. You know, and he's full of confidence in around the box now and taking opportunities. And Christian's is a totally different finish. It's a 6-yard box finish, which he's been doing for however many years he's been playing this game for, and he'll continue to do until he finishes.
You can't really coach something like that. It's an instinct, isn't it, that certain players have, as you say.
Yeah, listen, I can't coach that with him. Just keep trying to give him the opportunity, you know, and it's been hard for us because he was so effective for us at the end of last season when I took over, and he scored goals on a regular basis, and we've missed him. But I'm sure he's already got 3 or 4 goals already in very limited game time. So yeah, he's ready. He's ready to go. It's good. We've got some competition now at the top end of the pitch. I wish we had more centre halves available. I know 4 missing tonight, so you know it's massive credit to Cam to go into that position and do the job he did. But it would still be wrong of me to single out any kind of injury, because that was a team performance. So to come away from home in any league is always challenging. We were in front at half time and we restricted them to very little. But obviously Joe and our defensive mentality and resistance came into the game in the second half. We were tested, no shadow of a doubt, but we hung in there. We got hit on the jaw, but we didn't collapse, and we got up again, and we took a few little jabs, but we found the knockout punch right at the end. So that's credit to the players.
250-ish fans there, you know, it's on telly, and they've come here tonight, and the joy, not just from them, but from the players at the end, celebrating with them.
I've tried to get this message all the time, Derek. It has to be out about all of us, about, you know, how we're going to progress as a football club. That's down to me as the manager of the football club, and the staff and the players and the supporters. If that chink is broken, the club won't do anything. It's about every single one of us, and you know, the joy on the face of the supporters at the end, the joy on the faces of the players at the end, the joy on the staff. You can see the celebration. There's some brilliant people who are at this football club who really care about this football club so much. You know, and I'm lucky to be the manager at this current time, but we want to improve. I'm trying to improve as many aspects as I possibly can of how we're trying to work, and that's going to take time. But results like we've had tonight gain you more sometimes than 3 points, in my experience of this crazy game we call football. So I say we'll go away now on the coach back home, and we'll enjoy the victory. We'll enjoy the fish and chips. We'll enjoy being 3 points better off, and we'll come back in at the weekend, and we'll try and get through to the next round of the Virtue Trophy against Fleetwood.
Do you like the flag with the Crosby name across the middle?
Yeah, I don't know who brought that. Thank you to whoever brought it. I'm not sure what they were doing with it last week, but it was nice to see this week. Let's say thank you so much to the supporters for coming over. Say a game on a Thursday night with the weather conditions and obviously being on TV, it would have been easy to sit at home, wouldn't it? But I hope they have the safe journey back home and they enjoy those 3 points just like we will do.
And just a quick word, Ethan Bristol looked pretty sharp in his sprint before the game. Is he close to a game next week? And I saw Jordan Turnbull was here, although didn't.
Yeah, listen, all the players were here tonight. Obviously, it's difficult when you're overnight, and sometimes, and obviously the guys who are injured, they're working at different times to what we are. But they all wanted to come tonight. You know, we've got a good group. They want us to be here to be part of this game. Ethan is getting closer. Ethan has trained with a group now since Monday. A little bit soon for him in terms of the game tonight, because the last thing that I want to do is risk him, even though we had no defenders on the bench. So having 4 centre-halves injured doesn't help, but he's obviously got a lot closer. He's built up some training minutes. We want to get some more minutes into him over the next few days, so that hopefully, fingers crossed, he can get some game time against Fleetwood. JT's hopefully going to join us on Thursday after the Fleetwood game. He's a couple of days behind Ethan, but he's been doing rehab now. Obviously with fitness coaches for a few days, and he's getting closer again. Aaron missed out on tonight's game with last week's hamstring injury. It's not a major thing, but obviously he wasn't ready for tonight. Jason's still struggling with his Achilles, but again, is making progress. Is there anyone else? Anyone else who's close? Let me think.
We'll just make sure nobody's getting on the coach tonight. That's what we need to make sure.
Yeah, hopefully they're all on the coach safe and sound. But so yeah, the more players I have available to choose from, I always talk about it. It makes my job harder in some ways, but also easier in others as well, because they're driving that level. And at this moment in time, some good players aren't starting games, and obviously they want to. But it will always be a team game, and it's always about the team and the squad. And to be successful, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So it's important that everyone stays connected and relishes their role, whatever their role is currently, and does it to the best of their ability.
Enjoy your fish and chips and dish Andy on the way home.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Andy.